Hi everyone. A few days ago I had posted a question and answer video where you can ask me questions and I would answer them, and I did get some questions, so I'll try to get through them quickly here. It seemed like a lot of you wanted to know about just me and my family, etc. And I'm originally from Wisconsin. I grew up on a dairy farm. I'm in my late 40s. I'm not going to give the exact age. Every year I've turned 29 for about 20 years now. So anyway, I have 4 children. I have 2 adult children. They're 29 and 25. That's a son and a daughter. And I have 2 little children, 7 and 10. And that's my daughter and my son. And I also have 2 grandchildren. They're 3 and almost 2. And my favorite hobbies are sewing, paper crafting, and I collect dolls. And my favorite song is by The Cars, Just What I Needed. And let's see. Someone asked me what the next big thing I hope would happen in the crafting community. I would like to see a huge get-together of all of us, but I know that won't happen, but that would be fun. And someone asked how I got interested in dolls. My grandma used to collect dolls, and so I guess I've always had an interest in it because I used to love my grandma's doll room. But she had some super duper old ones that were like stuffed with straw and that type of thing. So I've always liked dolls. I never liked really Barbies. It was always like baby dolls, or and big dolls. I like the life-size dolls. And I also I paint dolls. I paint the vinyl doll kits. They're also known as reborn dolls, so I paint those. And I've been collecting dolls since I was little. I still have my first Raggedy Ann doll. And that was actually my first doll that I remember was a Raggedy Ann doll, and this huge plastic doll that could wear, baby clothes. And if I could have a wish granted by a genie, what would it be? Besides, the normal response that everybody gives, I am going to say that I wish I had good hair and that I could dance, because I can't dance. You ever heard that joke about, that's a white girl dancing? I think they made that up because of the way I dance. I have no skills when it comes to dancing. And my hair, I was not blessed with hardly any hair. I have super thin hair. It's always been thin. And now that I'm older, I'm going to end up bald. I just know it. And someone wanted to know why I didn't show my beautiful face. I don't mind showing myself, but it's just a time issue for me because I don't have a craft room. I actually paper craft in my living room because I watch my grandchildren every weekday. And so on Fridays I pop open a card table and I bring all my crafting supplies upstairs that are downstairs that I want to use. So I can't have everything just set up. So it's just, for me, it's just easier to plop the camera on the table instead of, getting the lighting right and so forth and so on. So, and like when the little kids are here, my grandchildren, it's impossible to make videos. But that's why I don't show myself. And what is my crafting style? I would say clean and simple, easy peasy. I just made my first pocket letter and I don't know if I like doing that. It's too much fiddly work. And someone asked if I like camping or fishing. Definitely camping. I don't like fishing. Mexican food or Chinese. I like Mexican food, but it has to be real Mexican food, not like Taco John's or anything. Just real Mexican food. And my favorite glue is actually Mod Podge, but it's the matte, and I put it in this bottle, and I use this for everything practically. And I use my, this Tombow. I have this one and this one. Those are my favorite. That's basically all I use. And then if I could pick one crafty thing, what would it be? And that would be sewing, because that's my number one thing I do. I sew. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. I have to have, see, I don't have a crafting room. I have a sewing room though, with bolts of fabric and pins and thread, and I have an embroidery machine that I can embroider things. So sewing, if I just had to pick one crafty thing, it would be sewing. And how did I get started with that? My mom and my grandma were sewers, so I would just sew with them. And as far as paper crafting goes, I actually just got into that about a year ago. I had no clue about paper crafting till I happened to see somebody, an acquaintance's video, and they were paper crafting. I was like, oh, well, that looks fun. And I was so proud when I got my first stamp, and then I got another stamp, and I think I have a video, if you go way, way back, I have a video where I show, look at all my stamps, and it's a photo box. And that I was so happy that I had that photo box full of stamps. And mind you, they weren't like, clear stamps straight up and down. It was just a box of stamps, wood stamps. But I was so happy. Oh, look at all my stamps. And someone wanted to know my biggest inspiration on YouTube, and that would have to be the Frugal Crafter. I like watching her videos. And she's like me, just get her done. Don't mess around too much, just get it done. And my favorite stamp set, I would have to say right now, I'm liking the Unity stamps a lot. I mean, I like the cutesy stamps. Like, I love Newton's Nook. I have so many Newton's Nook stamp sets. But I have lots of Unity. I guess I like more artsy type stamps. I mean, I like the cute ones too, but I have more artsy type stamps. And I like unusual stamps, like 100 Proof Press, Art Deco. And my favorite is Maki stamps. Those are my favorite. And why did I start a YouTube channel? I actually started a YouTube channel when I got into the reborn dolls, for selling them, and I still sell them, but that's how I started my YouTube channel, and then it just kind of turned into a crafty channel. And my favorite ink would have to be, for stamping images, would be StazOn Black, Memento, or my favorite thing, the Black Licorice, and Memento, the black, the tuxedo. And then I actually don't stamp with many colored inks, but when I do, I really like the Memento inks, and I like the Simon Says little cube inks. And my favorite thing about having a YouTube channel is being able to see what other people are doing. I'm kind of a snoop. I'm kind of nosy. I like that. And my favorite colors are blues and other collections. I collect dolls. I collect Hansa stuffed animals. Those are stuffed animals that look lifelike. And I also like, I collect fabric, if that counts. And I also collect stuffed animals, mostly bears, when it's not the Hansa stuffed animals, but mostly high-end bears like the Boyds and the Charlie Bears and those type of stuffed animals. But I think I've covered it all. Oh, the most important question. Everybody wanted to know how I came up with Let the Wishing Begin. I came up with that because if you're on Facebook, and if you belong to some Facebook groups, lots of Facebook groups do that. They let you make wishes, but I made up my own rules, and usually like on the Facebook wishes, it has to pertain to that. Like if you're in a crafty type Facebook group, you can only wish for craft items or coloring items, that kind of thing. So that's how I came up with Let the Wishing Begin. I had more questions about that than any other of my questions. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.